Howdy all, this is Shane and I'm here to show you this Ibanez Soundgear SR300 active bass guitar. Like myself, I'm a guitar player. I wanted something that's got a relatively small neck that's easy to play, and that's the beauty of the Ibanez stuff. They feel really good in the hand. This is my third bass guitar, believe it or not. I've had a couple of basses over the years. My last bass was a Squier PJ bass, which was great. I find the neck on these a little easier to play still, and the active electronics really helps occasionally if you do need that extra cut or bite. Basically there's 4 pots on here, as you can see, well 5 technically. This one here is your overall volume. This one here is your pickup combination, and it's notched. So right in the middle you're on both pickups. If you move it forward you're on your neck. If you move it to the back you're on your bridge. So where it sits right flush in the middle, you'll feel it click in. That's both pickups. This control over here has 2 pots on it. The bottom one is low mids boost, and you've also got a treble boost right here as well. This pot controls the active circuitry in the low, so it's the fat boost, PHAT I believe it is. So if you turn this up, you're getting the, thanks to the 9-volt battery on the back, you're getting some extra oomph. It's a really cool feature, and you could overdo it easily depending on your rig, but sometimes if you're playing on an amp, for example, doesn't have a fat enough sound, it's a great option to have this on a guitar. Now for me, I like it about halfway in, so it's not too prominent, and I also prefer to use this little guy here. This is the low mids boost. I think this sounds maybe clearer than the fat boost, but having them in combination just a little bit too also sounds great. You can also wind out mids or low mids by turning this around, or less tops by the notched section here, or more tops. So it just depends on how you want to run it. There's loads of great options, and yeah, it feels and plays really well. Like I said, I'm a guitar player prominently, if you've seen my videos before, but I wanted another bass guitar for jamming around with friends at jams, and also just for laying down ideas on my own music. So we're going to give this a shot, and I'm going to record straight into a Zoom R16 unit via the high Z input. So basically what that means is I'm going to have this guitar going in as a dry signal into an instrument level input. So it's a hotter input than a line level, straight into my sound card and recording unit. So we're going to give this a shot and let me know what you think of the sound. And maybe at the end, I'm going to also add some CLA plugins just to show you how that can sound. Let's go. So let's give this a go. I've got everything on the bass set flat right now, and I've got the active boost basically off. So let's give this a shot. Now, if we roll in the active boost halfway, this is how this sounds. So all the way in. Cool. Now, one of the things I like about this bass guitar, even with the active control off, it's got this low mids boost here on this little pot. If you turn this up, it sounds kind of like the same thing, but maybe a little clearer. This is with it all the way up. So it really fattens it out. This is with it off again, or back to the neutral point. And this is with it all the way down. So yeah, you lose a lot. This little pot on top here is also a treble boost, and if we turn up the active EQ again, and turn the treble up, Now, the only time I would use that is if I'm using an amp that has no definition on the tops or no clarity. So yeah, it's one of those things. I guess some people who are more proficient bass players than myself would find some use out of that. I just find it adds a little bit too much high end, a little bit too much hiss to the signal. But that's just my 2 cents. It did work once when I plugged into a bass amp. We were running through a subwoofer that had no tweeters or anything, and it wasn't designed as a bass amp, but it was a last resort, and having that active top end really helped. So let's take a look at the different sounds of the pickups now, and you change pickups by using this control here. It's notched, so right in the middle is both pickups, which sounds like this. Neck pickup. So let's go to the bridge pickup now, which is this one, by turning it that way. What's great about this bridge pickup, you can simply just fatten it out by turning up this low mids boost or the active electronics. Let's go ahead and just turn up this low mids thing. So it definitely sounds huge. Let's go ahead back to both pickups now, and I'm going to turn up the active EQ again. So I'm back to the neck pickup now, and I have the active control halfway up, and I've also just notched up the low mids boost from this little pot right here. Let's give this a shot. This is with the active off again. Active all the way up. Active all the way up with a little bit more tops. I kind of like the active boost somewhere around the middle. Sounds pretty cool. And let's go to mostly bridge pickup now. Now, I know the technique on this hand right here is definitely not what a bass player would be used to seeing, but yeah, I'm a guitar player, as I mentioned, so I love dabbling around on bass, laying down some simple stuff just for some home recordings and whatnot. So yeah, and when I go out and play, I can sometimes noodle around with some drummers when I play some blues bass. really like this bass. I think it sounds really nice, and I've had a PJ Squire bass before, as well as another sound gear many years ago. I had the 200 model, and yeah, I'm really happy with this one. It feels good in the hand. It's nice and familiar. It's not that much of a bigger neck than a regular guitar in terms of physical size. It actually almost feels smaller, so it's easy to sort of get into if you are a guitar player looking to play some bass, or even if you're a drummer and you want to play some bass and you want something that isn't too wide or too big in the hand. This is definitely a good bass, and I'm just recorded dry straight into my mixer, my little Zoom R16 through the high Z input. So yeah, I'm going to also just play now, and I'm going to add some CLA plugins to the bass sound, show you how it sounds. So I'm just going to noodle around again. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions about this bass or this video, please let me know. And I'm well aware I'm not, the world's greatest bass guitar player by any means, so take that into consideration. I just want to give you an idea about how all the stuff on this bass sounds and what you can expect from it. I picked this up secondhand for an absolute bargain. I think I got it for about 130 bucks. And in Australia, they're worth a little bit more than that. The body's contoured, they feel great in the hand, like I mentioned a few times. And the pickups just sound really good. I've had a chance to sort of hear this in context in a live situation a few times now as well. And it's got loads and loads of guts. I really love it. And if your amp's just not very clear, turn up the treble boost if you need to, and bang, you get more tone that way as well. So yeah, it's really quite nice. And yeah, that's what she looks like. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them below. And if your suggestion is for me to spend more time playing the bass, I absolutely agree. So I'm well aware of that. But yeah, I like to fiddle around on different instruments. I play a little drums as well. So it's all good fun. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all soon. See ya.